This is my spare channel, and its first broadcast is on the question of Roman prescriptions. I'll be advertising this channel on my main channel, and I thought I'd give you some content. So on the question of Roman prescriptions, it was what the dictator, the government of the time, would do to rich people. So while a lot of us might say, oh, it's one law for the poor and another for the rich, but actually it wasn't very safe at all to be wealthy in Rome, because Rome, as you know, was built on imperialism, and imperialism is an expensive business indeed, because you have to feed and accommodate and equip all those men. And if you don't give them what they want or what they expect after a long campaign, they're going to be very angry with you. So you have to pay them off. And if you don't have the money, then you'll have to get it somewhere. And wealthy people were a good source of property and income. And Sulla is infamous for being a military leader and the proponent of the Roman prescription. This is what Plutarch says about him. For Sulla had declared himself dictator, an office which had been laid aside for the space of 120 years. This was 82 B.C.E. Sulla then drew up his own proscription lists and rewarded his veterans and informants with confiscated land. Sulla, being thus wholly bent on slaughter and filling the city with executions without number or limit, many wholly uninterested persons falling a sacrifice to private enmity, through his permission and indulgence to his friends, Caius Metellus, one of the younger men, made bold in the Senate to ask him what end there was of those evils, and at what point he might be expected to stop. We do not ask you, said he, to pardon any whom you have resolved to destroy, but to free from doubt those whom you are pleased to save. Sulla answering that he knew not as yet whom to spare. Why then, said he, tell us whom you will punish. This Sulla said he would do. Immediately upon this, without communicating with any of the magistrates, Sulla prescribed 80 persons, and notwithstanding the general indignation after one day's respite, he posted 220 more, and on the third again as many. In an address to the people on this occasion, he told them he had put up as many names as he could think of. Those which had escaped his memory he would publish at a future time. He issued an edict likewise, making death the punishment of humanity, prescribing any who should dare to receive and cherish a proscribed person, without exception to brother, son, or parents, and to who should slay any one proscribed person, he ordained 2 talents reward, even were it a slave who had killed his master, or a son his father. And what was thought most unjust of all, he caused the attainder to pass upon their sons, and to sons' sons, and made open sale of all their property. Nor did the prescription prevail only at Rome, but throughout all the cities of Italy. The effusion of blood was such that neither sanctuary of the gods, nor hearth of hospitality, nor ancestral home escaped. Men were butchered in the embraces of their wives. children in the arms of their mothers, those who perished through public animosity or private enmity were nothing in comparison of the numbers of those who suffered for their riches. Even the murderers began to say that his fine house killed this man, or a garden that, a third, his hot baths. Quintus Aurelius, a quiet, peaceable man, and one thought all his part in the common calamity consisted in condoling with the misfortunes of others, coming into the forum to read the list and finding himself among the prescribed, cried out, "Woe is me! My Alban farm has informed against me." So what does this tell us? It tells us that when the political establishment are fighting each other, things could get very ugly indeed. Of course, the lower orders will be conscripted to fight these factional wars of the ruling classes. But I think we would prefer not to be put in that position. And as for the wealthy, they should consider how much more preferable it would be not to have their property confiscated, not to suffer any disruption to their fortune, by thinking about the next moral system that is intended to be an improvement on the current one.